What's up, friends? Of course, many of you guys know I'm Paul Glasgow, Legally on America. We started doing a pretty cool little thing last Sunday. It was a lot of fun. Pretty much the Pin of Shame Sunday show, I guess, if you will. Let me first start out by saying kind of a busy week this week. A lot of crazy stuff going on. Of course, we know the gun bill that passed the House Friday. And of course, most of you might know that I actually had the man-made virus earlier this week. I got it. My son got it last Friday, and then I guess he felt kind of rough through the weekend, and then by Monday evening of last week, then I started feeling a little rough. So I feel 100% better, literally 100% better. I'm back, all good, but see, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday were rough. And I say rough, I never get sick. So whenever I get sick, I guess it's kind of rough, but I was just, fatigued, no energy. I didn't feel bad. Like I didn't feel like I had the flu. When I say body aches, it's like uncomfortable, but nothing like the flu would be. It was just more fatigue. It was just not having energy. My pulse ox was low. My oxygen level in my body would range anywhere between 91 and 94 during that 3-day period of time. And usually I'm running a 99 pulse ox. So it was pretty low. That's why I was kind of lightheaded and no energy, because I didn't have the oxygen in my body. But I'm back up to 99 now. Feel great. Probably a little bit of stuff at the upper part of my lungs. I'm still kind of coughing up. I know y'all don't want to hear that, but nevertheless, I feel great. I mean, I really do. I'm hydrated. Everything's good. So a lot of you have sent me emails and whatnot, wishing me well and saying so in my videos. And I just want to let you guys know that I certainly appreciate that. I would like to do some shout outs real quick for those of you that are piling in the room. We got a pretty good group already showing up in here. So let's see, Delta Source, Draken 69. Good to see you guys. Shep, Pin of Shame is right. Our government is a joke. Yeah, I wish I could pin the entire government the Pin of Shame. Ban pro-gun controllers from government jobs. Yep. Be vegan now. Richard E. Bend over. Isabel. Clint Eastwood. Wow, Clint Eastwood is in here. Two Feathers channel. Errol Rivers. Let's see, Tisha Russo. Or Russo probably. 556 medley only on Telegram. Tim Harper, good to see you, Tim. John Hayden, Kurt Carlson, Scott 79, Jimmy Claffin, the Everyday Consumer Reviews, good to see you, buddy. Athos, Jason Fisher. Yeah, I'm feeling better. Appreciate you asking. Don Christensen, good to see you from Oklahoma. Withering Existence, good to see you, buddy. Donna Mason Brown, good to see you. Kevin Hidalgo, good to see you, buddy. Jackie Melinda, you got sick with it, but it felt more like a bad sinus infection. Yeah, that's probably a pretty good description of it. Dusty Dean 56, David Dalterev, JJ Rainey, Bob, KD Cowboy, Ray Winstead, Isabel, Kona Ranger, just see Aaron Goodman, Bud Guy 8829, Richard Davis. Yep, I'm doing way better. Thank you, man. Paul Schiff, what's up, man? Pat Walsh, Scott Slater, James Yankee. Vic Diaz, Max Dog, Two Feather Channel, already mentioned that. Let's see, Silicon Cape Verde, what's going on, dude? Scott Harrell, Dave, we already mentioned Dave, Derek Campagnoni, is that right? Campagnoni, and that got a nice little ring to it. Elbert Young, Jimmy Esseray, Donna Mason Brown, or Eamon, GB, Jen Jims. Gosh, a lot of you guys rolling in here. Of course, we go live on YouTube, and I found this. I guess it's what is it? StreamYard. It's a program that will also allow me to send the signal to Facebook. So our Legally on America Facebook page also is streaming this. So you may see some different types of streams. Sometimes that'll come on there. Appreciate this. Danian T says, love the channel and content, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Obviously, I don't there's no point in me doing any of this if you guys aren't watching. So the fact that you guys watch and partake in this is the reason why I do it in the first place. So thank you very much for that. I want to acknowledge a couple of things. We've got a lot of stuff going on this upcoming week. I think we're going to start seeing some things, a little bit more discussion on some other types of gun bills. If you guys will remember, we still have that gun bill kind of floating out there that I did a video on a few weeks ago on the 1,000% tax on gun and ammo purchases. So let's not forget about that. That's still sitting out there. I think the anti-gun people are emboldened. So we want to make sure that we don't lose sight of some of the things that are sitting out there that could still cause us some harm in the gun industry. If you guys have not had a chance, I don't know if I can access it and pull it up real quick. Let me see if I can. I want to look and see if I can pull up my, let's see. We'll see if I can pull up my interview with Congressman Clay Higgins. I think this is a powerful interview, and I would like to show at least some of it right now, if you guys are okay with that. Let me grab it real quick. Hold on. See if I can't put that in here and add an additional screen in here, because it's a powerful one, and I think that it's important that we look at a lot of what these guys have to say sometimes whenever they have something that's relevant. And I'm pretty sure this one here, I consider it pretty relevant. So if you don't mind, guys, bear with me for a second. I would like for you to see this. Let me know if there is no sound, if you don't mind, because I can't tell if there's sound on it or not from my end. Hey, friends, after a long day yesterday, listening to all the different types of meetings and whatnot from HR 1808, actually a long week, to be honest with you. I'm not going to bore you with any more on it today. I think we've said everything we have to say. I think most of us are pretty disgusted at this point, disgusted in the system, disgusted in Congress in general. And I'm going to move ahead to I just got Higgins. Off the phone with Congressman Higgins here in Louisiana for an hour and a half. And this is one of the true men that I feel like does have our back. And I think we saw that in the committee hearings where he got super passionate. And you could just tell he was feeling the same type of frustration that we feel. Here we go, right here. Congressman has demoralized a lot of people, the gun community. I've never seen it like this. This morning, everything is quiet, and that's usually not the case. And we're just looking for a message to send to people to hang on and, you know, what to expect and what we can do to fight moving into the Senate with this bill.
Here's the message. Recognize that, you know, we're in a battle for the preservation of our republic, and we're engaged with an enemy that this is a strategic battle, and this bill that they passed yesterday.
He's talking about 1808.
Will either be killed in the Senate, and they know that, or it will be killed in the courts in Article 3, because much to their chagrin, conservatives now control the Supreme Court. So these guys are not stupid. They know that the bill they passed yesterday is unconstitutional and will be defeated in Article 3, even if they manage to push it through the Senate. Even if it becomes law, we've already drafted Article 3 challenges, which are vastly superior to the defenses that they've drafted as well. They're ready to defend the law. We're ready to challenge it. So why do you think this bill, how can it help them right there when they know that the odds are not high that they'll pass it through the Senate? They have a shot but we think we can kill it in the Senate. But even if they do, they know it's never actually going to become like 2 years from now. You're not going to look back and say, well, you know, they banned these weapons. You're talking about a matter of months before we have majority control, in which case we could repeal it. You understand?
Right.
So you're talking about right now. So what are they actually trying to affect? The election. They're trying to depress the Republican voter turnout so that we only win, 28 seats instead of 45.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to depress the Republican base, the patriotic base.
They want them to lose confidence in the system and just back away from it.
That's right, so that they can decrease our numbers.
Now, let me get to the part that I really want you to hear.
Yeah. I love my.
There it is.
Man,
that's it right there. Listen to this.
I love my country. I certainly would. I'd sacrifice everything. Man, it's difficult to even describe what I put my family through over my passion to love my country.
That's strong, guys. This dude here really loves his country. Honestly, he loves his country. He and I, we spoke for an hour and 40 minutes, and this is just 5 minutes of that phone call. I asked him, for a message to give to folks out there that were pissed off. And, if you guys know Clay, he's a very candid person. He tries to conduct himself very professionally, but off the record, he'll drop some F-bombs and he'll tell you like it is. And I appreciate that when you have a private conversation with him, that's how he operates. And, this man has such a true love for his country. I know a lot of people don't care for his approach sometimes. But I will say this, I do feel like he tries to do the right thing. I really feel that way. I don't think he would ever sell us down the road. I don't think he would trade in some of the liberties that we might have and we come to expect just because he feels like he needs a bridge built somewhere. You know what I mean? I will tell you this, that Fitzpatrick and whoever the other clown is, the two Republicans who voted for HR 1808, Fitzpatrick being one, and I forget who the other one was. Is it Pennsylvania? There's New York and Pennsylvania. It's the New York one. Fitzpatrick, I think, is Pennsylvania. I forget the guy in New York. Anyway, those two guys, you can best believe if you keep an eye on them, and I'm going to do my best to do that. Sometimes it's tough when there's so much going on, is I want to see what remarkable thing they get for their community and for their constituents at some point down the road. There will be something amazingly remarkable that they miraculously seem to land in their area that everybody's like, wow, how did you get that? Like $1 billion bridge or something. It's not going to be a small thing. It will not be a new street sign. It will be something pretty significant. And that will be the payoff as to why these guys voted like they did. Understanding New York, I know when people hear somebody from New York voting anti-gun, you automatically assume, well, sure they do. Well, the whole state of New York is not like that. The city controls the state essentially there because of the numbers that the city has. But a large majority or a large portion of New York State is pro-gun. And, I'm not saying that this guy was. I'm just saying I think he went against his constituents there. I think the same thing in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania has a lot of pro-gun people in that state. So I believe that both states had people that were betrayed. And these two guys at some point, right now they can't say it because they can't disclose what they were paid in return. But at some point they will be able to say, hint, hint, wink, wink. See, this is why I did what I did, because we got some really cool stuff. So unfortunately, that's how politics works. We all know that. But why are we all here? We're here for some pin of shame. Now, I do not have a ton of pin of shames this week. This has been such a busy week, and so many of the, with me being sick, I haven't been quite as active in my comment section as I typically am, but I still have some pretty good ones out here. Let me see. Where are they, Brand? Okay. If you guys will bear with me, again, right now, the only way that I have to save these is on my iPad. I did it on my iPhone last week, and it was a big skinny column right in the middle of the page. It's kind of weird. Well, now it's like a wider column right in the middle of the page because I did this on my iPad. So I may just do screenshots on my actual desktop next week so that it fills the whole screen. So far, this software doesn't have a mechanism where I can just overlay an entire picture or whatever. So you're gonna have to deal with this weird look that it's got. So here's the first one. Let's see this one. Okay, this one was on the video that I put out stating that, I think this was Friday morning. I think I put a video out stating that HR 1808 was going to receive a vote that morning. Either that, it was late Thursday night. And this person responded to me that you're a day late and $1 short. Langley Outdoors posted earlier, Pelosi pulled the plug on the assault weapons ban because lack of votes. Well, this person apparently was the one who really was the day late and $1 short, because as you can see by my first reply, maybe you're late. I posted about Pelosi pulling it 2 days ago. Maybe Langley Outdoors doesn't have the same intel as me. And that's not me measuring my junk against Langley. That's just me making a point that either he hadn't had a chance to put a video out, or maybe he had not heard from the sources that I have. I put, I'd listen to me on this one, which I knew I was right. I'm right and a day ahead and $1 in surplus. And I just knew I was right. I had sources. We have a lot of people, either with Gun Owners of America or other folks who are lobbyists, who are feet on the ground at the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. So these are actual people there. These are not people, or rather, these are not rumors floating around on the internet. This is actual intel that we have, that we know when it's good or bad. In fact, somebody may float it out there. Hey, this might be happening. Not sure yet. Hold on to it until we tell you you can run with it, that kind of thing. So I knew I was right. But I noticed that one of the guys mentioned, why are you so argumentative? Which, look at my comment again. Maybe you're late. I posted about Pelosi delaying it 2 days ago. Maybe Langley doesn't have the same intel as me. I'd listen to me on this one. I'm right and a day ahead and $1 in surplus. That's not being argumentative. That's correcting incorrect information. He was saying that Pelosi pulled the plug on the assault weapons ban because of lack of votes. Well, yes, she did on Tuesday. This was Thursday evening or Friday. So I responded to that person. I've never started a fight in my life. I only corrected your friend. So that was one of my pins of shame, simply because I didn't appreciate the guy acting like I was incorrect. If you're going to correct somebody, maybe follow up on your own source to make sure you're right before you do that. I know I've stuck my foot in my mouth before, so I can speak from experience on that. It's always a good thing to confirm your source or validate whatever information you're trying to correct somebody on. And in this case, this person had not done that. Next up, let's see. Nice misleading headline. There was nothing about the gun bill. This was the video that I put out last week, and it was on the gun bill that actually passed, the one that Biden signed into law, the actual bill itself. The video I put out was the one that had the prescription drug protection in there to allow the stifling of money to be siphoned out of taxpayers' pockets and put into Congress's pockets, Joe Biden's pocket, and all the pharmaceutical industry's pocket. A pharmaceutical protection that makes a lot of people rich got slid into a gun bill. And the entire video is about that. And this person tells me, nice misleading headline, there was nothing about the gun bill. Literally, the entire video was about the section that got put into the gun bill. So I don't know any better way to correct the guy except saying it was literally in the gun bill. Watch the whole video next time before bitching about it. And let's see. And then, of course, this person doubled down. Please study up on punctuation and proper composition of a sentence. The headline was clearly a dubious play on words to get views. And I responded, it was worded properly. You're apparently just too stupid to understand a simple, properly worded sentence. And maybe you should delete your original comment since you didn't watch the GD video. And I don't know if he responded again after that. I'm looking down there. I don't see that he responded, but he got ripped pretty hard in that comment section. There were some down below that hit him pretty hard too. So usually I won't completely blast you unless you're like being a jerk about it. And this guy was being a jerk about it. So he got what he deserved. You know, the pin of shame is there for a reason. It's earned. It's not just given away. And this gentleman earned it. So either watch the video before you comment. That's another thing. I have a lot of people that will comment before they even watch the entire video. So they're commenting on something. Why didn't you say something about this? And I will have mentioned it 2 or 3 times in the video. So things like that. Just again, there are requirements to be on the pin of shame, and that's one of them. If you don't watch the video, I will call you out on it if you're commenting on it. Next up, oh yeah, this was a fun one. In fact, this one's still going on right now. This person, Randy, there have been over 300 mass shootings, and this guy's copying and pasting. Over 300 mass shootings, including 27 school shootings in the U.S. since January. Countries with responsible gun control laws, blah, 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 blah. I can't even finish reading all that. And I just commented, you stupid, naive, ignorant F. Because, I mean, I've read all the talking points. When you just start repeating them, this is not an original thought that you have all of a sudden. It's not like you were like, let me blast these people with some logic and some reason and some really good information that I just came up with. He's reading from Vox or The Atlantic or Every Town for Crazy Women, or Gafford's nutty husband is pimping her out to make money for law reform website or something like that. It's always something like that. So it's not an original thought, so I don't feel like I should give it any credit because, again, we've all read all these gun control, things time and time again. This is not the first guy to come up with some kind of an anti-gun vomit that we haven't all seen already. Let's see here. Next up. Yeah, this is nice. This is somebody who commented on a video that I had just mentioned that I was not feeling well. And says, glad you are suffering from your own conspiracy gun and virus theory. What is a gun theory? I don't know. I don't even know what is conspiracy gun and virus theories. What is I don't understand what the conspiracy gun theory is that I have. Anyway, the definitive evidence, because I called this the man-made virus in my video. He says the definitive evidence that the virus came from the market, not the lab, and the fact that bans on semi-automatic stop mass shootings has been shown in tens of countries over decades. Okay, both are incorrect. And you don't have to dig to find these, especially the first one about the virus being from the market, not the lab. That's not true. That's provably not true. That is not some kind of a wacko website that you have to go to in order to read that. You can go to any modern website out there, even some of the left-leaning websites that are still trying to pimp out their little virus and their vaccine and shots and whatnot. And they will even say that this is man-made now. I mean, it's even the way it's structured, the way it binds itself, all that kinds of stuff. That's not natural. All of that is man-made. That's laboratory developed. Again, it's all been proven. Fauci's emails have also proven that. So this is not a thing that you have to search for. I thought it was common knowledge, to be honest with you. I call it that because it's obviously what it is. And I don't want anybody to think that I'm stupid enough to think that, but this person still does think that. And clearly he thinks that also bans on semi-automatic stop mass shootings. They don't. They still shoot people. They just shoot them now with illegal guns. So yeah, this guy got roasted pretty good, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. Again, this is another one that's repeating some things and actually wishing ill will on me and glad that I'm sick and with his virus. So whatever. I'm a big boy. I can handle it. Let's see. Oh, this is a nice one. I had to put that up there. I appreciate it sometimes when people reach out. I think I was feeling really rough whenever this guy wrote this. I love this channel. Learn so much from every video. I just hit the bell icon so I never miss a new video, and y'all should too. And I just thank the guy for it. Again, I was starting to feel kind of rough there, so it was nice and refreshing to get that. That was actually on the video for the pharmacy portion being stuck into the gun bill. This is kind of interesting here. This was based on the video that I put out where I had interviewed Dave from Black Metal Firearms, of the ATF lady who was physically recording every single electronic or every single hard copy document electronically. She was recording those with her personal phone. Now, in the interview with Dave that I included on the video, I don't know if in the video she says that that is her personal phone, or if he says that that is her personal phone. But in our conversation, I have it recorded somewhere. She did mention, or he did mention, that the black phone with the case, the black case, OtterBox case, was the ATF issued phone, the company phone, and that the pink and white phone was her personal phone. And the reason why he knew this is because he questioned her about why she was taking pictures with two different phones. And she said, this is my personal phone, and it's always good to have a backup in case something happens to one of them. So she admitted easily and without having to pull it out of her that that was in fact her phone. So I knew that this was her phone. And this guy seemed real offended, made me wonder what his badge number was with the ATF, because he sure seemed like he was a Fed boy. He asked me, what real evidence do you have that this was a personal cell phone? An assumption that all government phones and devices must have a black case? Well, I didn't assume that. I mean, I knew it was. Other than this unsupported assumption, it's not unsupported, it's a fact, and a general hatred of women you see as uppity, where did that come from? You have nothing in the way of misconduct complaint. ATF agents are allowed to inspect every page of an FFL holder's A&D book and related forms, and can do so without any warrant or probable cause as part of a compliance inspection, which can happen as often as annually. There is no reason they cannot copy all of it. Now, this is a lie. I'll come back to this. He's wrong about this. He's either stupid or he's lying. In fact, that dealer's records, like those of every dealer, will eventually end up in the permanent custody of the ATF. They shouldn't. When he retires or otherwise leaves the business, the records of every FFL holder who is no longer in business are held by the ATF and scanned, some 285 million of them. Those records are literally an open book to the ATF. Almost everything he said was wrong. For one, there's not 285 million electronic records. There's actually 980 something million illegal electronic records that the ATF has. These are not legal records. This fool does not realize that he is defending illegal activity by the ATF, again, which makes me wonder if he's an ATF agent, because he's absolutely wrong about every single thing. And it is not legal. It is literally against the law. It's not even maybe not legal. It's illegal to take a snapshot of every single page of an A&D book. That is not legal. What this woman was doing was illegal. And that doesn't matter if it was a company telephone or not. This guy was like upset because I was saying it was her personal phone. Who cares? It doesn't matter whose phone it was. What she was doing was illegal, and doing it with her phone made it even more illegal. So again, this, when guys like this run their mouths, you really wonder if they're just totally anti-gun and they're looking for a reason to get mad, like they're like wiping the Cheetos off on the couch of their mom's basement so they can hurry up and pound away on their keyboard. That's makes me wonder that might be where this guy is. Notice that I commented, I know she used both phones, and I just put hashtag facts. Is this chick your mom? And he responded, we know she had and used two phones, but assume one of them must be her personal device because, well, that's what we want to believe. Unless the ATF has a pretty sharp necromancer on staff, my mom isn't working for them or anywhere else these days. So this guy's still mad that an ATF agent is taking pictures with two phones He's mad that we know that one of them is her actual phone, but he's not privy to that information. So he's upset about that. So I responded, well, Special Agent, the little lady said it was her personal phone. Now, we didn't waterboard her to see if that was true, but it was her phone. What ATF field office do you work from? And he responded, nowhere in the video do I hear her say it was her personal phone. We don't even hear the store owner saying that. She never called it her personal phone. It was a second phone, which again, I'm thinking, what difference does it make? Which he assumes a personal phone. We don't actually have video evidence that she had any other device than the one we see her using. Well, this is actually not true. If he would have watched the video, he would have seen the one phone to her left and then the one in her hand. So there were literally two phones in the video. So there is, unfortunately for him, video evidence that she was using two different phones. And I don't need to waterboard this lady to know that she actually did use her phone, because she told Dave this, who is the owner of the business who's taking these pictures. She told him that. He didn't even assume that. So I responded, there was no audio because there's a conspiracy that she was singing Nickelback songs and shouting out winning future lottery numbers. It would appear that that's not her personal phone, but actually a time machine. Crazy time, Special Agent. So I just figured I'd have a little fun with this guy, because obviously he was a dipshit, and there was nothing I could say that was going to make him feel good about the very fact that we knew that this was Special Agent, whatever, the IOIs at the ATF, using her own phone to take pictures. We knew this, but this guy was not going to be satisfied with me actually knowing this. Sometimes you just know information and you simply, you don't have the proof of where you got that. The shop owner was told that from her. She had no reason to lie about it. In fact, she had reasons to lie about it not being hers. She still came forth and said it was hers. So anyway, silly stuff, petty stuff like that coming from stupid people. And I have fun with stuff like that. I actually do. I kind of get a kick out of that. And yeah, that's pretty interesting to me. That video went kind of crazy. A lot of people shared that video. A lot of people watched it. I think I was one of the first ones to get that out. I kind of saw, I'd gotten up really, really early, whatever morning that was. Again, not feeling good, so I wasn't sleeping. And I'd spotted that video and reached out to Dave over at Black Metal Firearms early that morning and set up that interview. And I was interviewing him by like 9 a.m. that morning. And then he was shipping me all of the raw video footage that he had of the woman. So I jumped on that one pretty early. I think a lot of the wires didn't have it until later that day. So the video that I put out, a lot of people jumped on it, and it just went out like wildfire. So it was pretty cool to see that. It was interesting to me, to have folks. Thank you, Rick Smiley. I appreciate that, bud. It's just one of those things where, you don't try to be first, but when you are first, I guess it's cool to have that. And the reason why I don't always try to be first, because I try to spend a little bit of time validating these stories. That's why I reached out to Dave, because originally when I saw the woman taking pictures, I was like, man, that's wrong. So I gotta get to the source on that. And that's whenever I reached out to the source, the guy whose stuff was being taken care of, taken pictures of rather. And he's the one that validated that, yes, this is all legit. And he gave me the full story. So sometimes I might take a little bit longer to get a story out because I've made mistakes in putting incorrect information out before. And you always hate to have to retract that. And I do always retract my stuff. If I've made mistakes, I try to put out that I made a mistake. I do want to show something funny to y'all real quick. So if I can let's see, where is it? If I can get my, here we go. I want you guys to see my latest video. I don't know if you guys know, but I put out some entertaining videos, some funny videos. Me and a friend, it's called HOAPD, Homeowners Association Police Department. It's a sarcastic look at HOAs and some of the stupid things they do. And we actually have a brand new one that came out today. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, here we go. Let me show you guys this one real quick. Hang on 1 second. Stand by. Let me grab that tab and put it in here. Let's see. Share screen. And it's going to be this one right here. All right. Here we go, guys. Have a little laugh. This is kind of fun. And I really enjoy making these. These are a ton of fun to make. Thank you, Screaming Skull Saloon. I appreciate that, bud.
Thank you, Percy, for the company-mandated COVID test. And Jasper, this was not for monkeypox. I regret to inform you guys that after only 1 day on the job, I'm going to have to give you 1 day off without pay for leaving a citation on a customer's door. That's inappropriate and very offensive behavior.
This grass is too freaking long.
It's inappropriate. You can suck my and offensive. But since we can't afford to have both of you guys off at the same time, Percy, I'm going to need you to actually work on this day, but you won't get paid.
Yes.
Gonna cost me a day off without pay, right? I don't think so.
Grief is nature's most powerful aphrodisiac.
Hello.
I saw you at the house.
You gonna rat me out?
I finished the job.
All right, guys, I ain't gonna lie. I get a kick out of that. It's nice to have a bit of a release like that where you can do something that's fun. Me and this buddy of mine, Kendall, we do some pretty cool stuff like this, and we're able to just bang these quick little videos out. We intend to put at least one out a week, every single week. Like to get to the point where we're doing a couple of them, but right now we're able to only push these out because I'm so busy doing videos on here. I would like to go through and read some of your comments real quick, if you guys don't mind. Let's see here. One of you guys had mentioned something. Again, thank you, Screaming Skull Saloon. I appreciate your help there, buddy. That's very, very generous of you. Not expected, and I don't expect that in any kind of way, but very much appreciated. Let's see. Yeah, thank you, Michael. I'm going to pin these comments up here as best I can when I can. I'm not going to read all of them, but you guys can read them. I do appreciate when you guys are complimentary of some of the stuff that I'm trying to do, because you're right. I mean, the Second Amendment does guide my life a lot, but at the same time, I appreciate all rights that we have out there, and I'll do whatever I have to do when somebody's being a jerk and trying to infringe on anybody's rights out there. So yeah, they're all important to me, not just the Second Amendment. Tim says the ATF has seized my AR pistol and classified it as an SBR and machine gun because it has an SBA3 brace and Franklin binary trigger. I mean, get in line, right? I mean, how many of them are out there like that? Yes. Certainly the Franklin arms binary trigger, it can't be the determining factor because there's so many of those out there. What are they saying? Are they saying the combination of the pistol brace and the trigger is what does it? Or, I mean, again, if they're going after you on that, Tim, they're going to need a whole lot of people because there's a lot of people to go after. I mean, again, it seems kind of weird that they're singling you out on that. I'm not doubting you on it. It's just very, very strange. So, yeah, man, don't. email me on that if you want to, Tim. My email is paul@legallyarmedamerica.com. Anybody can email me, by the way, for anything, anytime. I always enjoy getting the feedback. And some of you guys give me a lot of leads on stories. Email me, paul@legallyarmedamerica.com. Let me go kill this. I got a video playing that I don't want to be playing. A little distracting. Okay, let's see. Donna, don't feel bad about that. Donna says bank account was hacked. Can't donate right now, so I will share your videos. That's all I expect is for you guys to share my videos, Donna. Look, guys, I'm gonna say this real honestly. I do this, and I would love to make money doing this. Who wouldn't? I enjoy the Second Amendment. I enjoy the people I deal with, but I don't come on here hoping somebody will donate to me. That's not why I do this. I do this because I enjoy the interaction. I don't want anyone ever to feel either obligated or upset that they can't donate money to me. I don't have the expectation of that. In fact, I'm uncomfortable when you guys do donate money because with the economy in such shambles right now, I feel bad because I know, of course, I know you guys wouldn't donate it if you didn't have it, right? I get that. I understand that. I know your children are not starving because you're donating money here. At least I hope not. And that's why I feel bad sometimes when you guys do that, because I want your families to be taken care of. Obviously, I want your families to feel like, everything goes to them to fight this sorry economy that we have right now. And it just makes me feel guilty. So anyway, just understand where I'm coming from. It's a matter of not being appreciative. I do appreciate it, and I hope you guys know that. But it certainly is not because of an expectation that I have out there. I absolutely do not. But yeah, thank you, Don. I appreciate that. And again, sharing the videos, that's all I ask for, guys. If you guys can help share the videos, that's what helps grow my channel. Sharing the videos, liking them, asking other people to subscribe. That's what helps grow the channel. Again, if everybody paid me money, that would mean nothing if my channel didn't grow. So I would rather have the channel growth than the donation. So you doing that, Donna, is a huge help. And I certainly appreciate that. I hope you know that. Let's see. Prepper Steadings has been sub for a while and love the info news, but Pin of Shame is awesome. Thank you for sharing your time with us. Well, I appreciate you. And I enjoy the Pin of Shame too. So it's pretty awesome. I love when you guys call it out on there. It seems like people really kind of flock to it whenever we do nail somebody with the Pin of Shame. Let's see. Let me grab another one I can pin up there so you guys can see it. I want to read this one real quick. Rick Smiley says, have you seen the new report from the government that came out July of this year? Saw it on Washington Gun Law's YouTube channel this morning, where the government says 9 out of 10 gun crimes are 9/10th gun crimes are already felons. 9 out of 10 gun crimes are already felons. I guess that's what you're saying. So 90% of all gun crimes committed are committed by felons. Well, duh, right? Right, Rick? I mean, I think we all know that. And it's a shame that they have to actually have that information in order to make that kind of jump. Like we don't already know that. Jamie Thompson, I guess technically I don't live in a 2A sanctuary parish in Louisiana. I'm not sure what parish you live in, but our sheriff is the kind of guy that I consider a sanctuary parish. He would support our gun rights, and he does support our gun rights. So I kind of feel like we do. You know what I mean? Let's see. And thank you guys for the laughs on the video. I enjoy doing stuff like that. Yep. Again, I'm reading some of your comments, so I'm just trying to find some stuff. It seems like a lot of you had heard the video playing in the background, and I didn't know. Not wearing my headphones, so I don't hear what you guys are hearing, just because it's not comfortable to wear them if I can help it. Let's see. Yeah, I like this, so I'm just going to pin that right there. I appreciate that, Zan. It's absolutely right. Again, trying to just scroll through these, trying to get caught up. I was behind on a lot of the comments, so I apologize. I'm going to go real quick and just call some people out. Just thanks for being here. Again, Donna Mason Brown, thank you very much. I appreciate you being here as well. Mark Stelzer, I'm sorry, let me get that right. Lloyd Lasley, Opie Effin Taylor, El Toro Patron, 556 Media, Rick Smiley, Tony Sudano, Casper 0903, Bulk Ammo, I'm your Huckleberry, got it. Todd Foxman, Ray Winstead, Johnny Wad, Florida Sasquatch. I can't read that one. I'm sorry. I'll post it because I can't read that one. Thank you for joining. I don't know what that means, but I appreciate the thumbs up. Let's see. Daniel L. So we got a pretty good crowd in here right now. If you guys have, I don't know if it works the same on this website. Let me read this real quick. Paul, you think this has a chance with midterms right around the corner? Let me grab that so you guys can see it. You think this has a chance of midterms right around the corner? And what about 2A Sanctuary Parish if possibly does, which I don't think it will like at all. My gut, I all along thought that HR 1808 would likely pass the House. I always felt like that because the House is so overwhelmingly controlled by Democrats, and there's so many of I actually expected, to be honest with you, more of the Republicans in the House to vote for HR 1808. I was shocked it was only 2. Technically 3 if you want to count the one Ohio Republican who just didn't vote at all. What a coward. So technically there were 3 that didn't vote against it, not just the 2 that did vote for it. So I really thought there would be more. Adam Kinzinger from Illinois, just a real scumbag and a softy. He's the one that cries all the time. I expected him to vote for it, and he didn't. So, I really thought this was going to pass with flying colors. I had no idea it would be this close in the House. But look at it this way. Okay. People in the House run 2 terms at a time. There's a pretty decent turnover rate. I know there's a lot of these old people that are long in the tooth that have been in there forever in the House, but the House traditionally, because you're paying so much money, you're spending so much money, the campaign every 2 years. Your ultimate goal is to be a senator where you have 6-year terms. Once you get into the Senate, you ain't rocking the boat. You got the gravy train. You only have to campaign every 6 years. It's a beautiful thing if you can get it. Make good money, insider trade, become a millionaire, and you only have to look for, fight for your job every 6 years. So senators are a lot more protective of their positions than congressmen. Not that congressmen are okay with losing it, but they'll take a chance because at worst they could come back in 2 years. You know what I mean? It's not like you can't ever come back. Once you lose your senator seat, you're pretty much done. You're out. You know what I mean? You're out. You could run for a governor if you wanted to or whichever, but you lose a senatorial seat, and it's kind of a big deal. People are like, man, you did something, to lose that. So I don't think we're going to see not just Republicans. I don't think we're going to see as many Democrat senators either vote for HR 1808. And this isn't pie in the sky. This is not me hoping. I'm pretty sure of that. These people are so afraid to lose these senatorial seats because they've got it made. They're drunk with power. They're getting rich by not doing anything. They're doing illegal trading. Look at Nancy Pelosi's husband. He basically was a freaking sandwich maker, and now he's a gazillionaire because, guess what? I had a couple of good tips on some stocks. So they don't want to lose that. And if they know that their constituents will vote them out, I feel like we're at a point right now in America where politicians used to not have to listen to their constituents. They used to not have to vote the way their constituents wanted them to vote. Now they do, because constituents, voters like you guys, watch these types of videos. Not that I'm educating you, I'm just passing information on, and you guys are consuming that. That used to not happen 5 or 10 years ago. It just didn't. You either had to pick up whatever you could on news channels on television, or you had to be on their mailing list to get stuff from them. And what you got from them was propaganda. You know, guys like me, yeah, I'm pro Second Amendment, so I'm going to give you the Second Amendment slant, but I'm going to give you whether or not this is a good bill for us or a bad bill for us. And I'm also going to give you phone numbers, email addresses, and all that to contact these people. You know, the phone calls and emails that these congressmen and senators get today versus what they got 5 or 10 years ago, you can look at the numbers. They're off the charts. Just ask them. They will tell you, because the voters are getting more active and they're seeing that. So used to, they could vote on bills and it didn't really matter, because they, in many cases, I don't mean to be ugly about this, they knew that the majority of their voters were stupid and that they could hoodwink them into believing whatever. And they knew that the rest of them probably didn't even hear that they had voted for this bill. So they could get by with voting for an anti-gun bill because no one either heard about it or they were too stupid to do any kind of informal or formal digging to find whether or not they had voted for that. So they bank on the fact that voters have short memories or don't even get the information in the first place. That's what they're banking on. They always have. So again, I know it's a long way to get to where I'm at, but that's why I feel like senators tend to be more protective of their seats. And there is going to be such a massive red wave in November. I don't think historically we will have ever seen what we're about to see in November. And it's sad that I'm going to tell you the two Republicans who voted for HR 1808, what they're banking on. Not only the big deal that they're about to get that we don't know about yet, you know, again, the $1 billion bridge deal or something that Nancy Pelosi has promised them to do that. But they're thinking, well, it doesn't matter if we voted for this because it's not going to pass the Senate anyway. They really do believe that. They honestly think that. And they're willing to sacrifice their vote and go to their hometowns where they are right now. They all went home. They all flew home Saturday and Sunday. When I had my call with Congressman Clay Higgins, it was Saturday morning. He had already made it home. So they were all home by Saturday. So they're having breakfast at all these little local diners and going out there and talking to them going, look, man, look, I got something big that's coming down. I had to do what I did. I did this for y'all. This is not going to pass the House. So I did this knowing it wasn't going to. They're telling people right now, and they may be partially true. I get that. But to me, I don't trust anyone that would vote for an anti-gun bill just to get a bridge. I'd rather do without the bridge. And I mean that. And I told Congressman Higgins that, you know, no matter what you're ever promised, the people of Louisiana, at least in the district that I'm in, he is actually my congressman. I said, man, we'll never forgive you. I don't care how good the thing is that you say you got for us, which we need a big bridge over here. The I-10 corridor passes right through Lake Charles, Louisiana, where I live, and our bridge is rusting and falling apart. I told him, I said, nobody in this community would trade a brand new shiny bridge just knowing you gave up on us and sold out on your Second Amendment commitment that you've made to us. I would rather, hey, let's worry about the bridge later. You know, get the bridge the right way. We don't need it that way. So anyway, guys, I feel like I'm certainly not saying don't worry about it. I feel like we got to put the calls into these freaking senators to let them know that we do care about this, to not let them think that we don't know. If we let them know, hey, we're watching you, we see what you're doing, call them out on that, and they're super afraid. I even think Bill Cassidy, who I absolutely can't stand here in Louisiana, he knows who I am because I harassed the hell out of him with phone messages and emails telling him not to ever bother running for another position in the state of Louisiana because he wouldn't even get so much as a dog catcher. I know he wants to be governor of this fine state. And I've told him many times, don't waste your time. I'll do everything in my power. And when I say power, I don't mean like I have power. I just mean whatever effort I can muster up physically of my own and any people that I know in this state, I will push as hard as I can to make sure this man never gets reelected in the Senate or elected as our governor because he sold us out on that anti-gun bill that Biden signed into law. I think that's what we have to do. Continue to put pressure on those people. I don't think Bill Cassidy will vote for this. I honestly don't. He knows he's done in the state of Louisiana. I truly believe in my heart that he knows he's screwed up, that he crapped in his own bed. And I think he regrets doing that. I think if he had it to do all over again, I don't think he would do that. Now, that doesn't mean that he's pro Second Amendment. He's pro Bill Cassidy. He did this because he thought he could twist this to the stupid gun owners in Louisiana and make them think I was doing this because I was protecting your Second Amendment rights. Look, they're not that stupid. I know we got some hillbillies and stuff in this. I'm one of them, rednecks in this state, but we're not stupid. And we know when somebody tries to sell us a watermelon that it's not a head of lettuce. And that's what he was trying to do. So he's done. And I don't think he's going to vote for it. So I think these people are going to stay as far away from that as possible to salvage whatever career they've got left. I seriously don't think it will pass. But again, I ain't sleeping on it. I am not sleeping on it. I will make sure that the good news is there's 2 senators in every state. So we can hammer these guys by calling them, emailing them. I prefer phone calls because those are more automatic. Yeah, they're not really listening to what you have to say. It's really yes or no. We have to outnumber those votes because all these other anti-gun groups out there, all these, heavily funded Giffords groups, Bloomberg groups, and all those guys, they are thinking the same way we are, that this doesn't stand a chance in the Senate. So they're going to be hitting the anti-gun senators to push them to vote for this. So I think that we have to understand that we can't sleep on this because we just assume it's not going to pass because there's other people working just the opposite of us to try to get it pushed through. So I think we have to counter that and make sure that we're cognizant of the fact that there's a whole nother fight going on that side to get people to vote for it. Yeah, we need to repeal 7. There's a lot of amendments we probably need to work on. Unfortunately, that's a lot of stuff's not going to happen. Let's see. Let me look at some of your comments. Black Wolf 22303 says, let me put it up there. There's a lot. I think. Can I show it? Thanks for this stream. Excuse me. Thanks for the stream, Paul. I'll send you a copy of what my congressman up here in Northern Virginia sent to me in response to my request to not sign the initial assault weapons bill vote earlier this week. Yeah, I'd like to see that. Anything you guys get that's like you feel like it's out of the ordinary, a little bit different than what everybody else is receiving. If you get something from your politician, I'd love to see that because I like to put stuff like that. I will call a guy out quick on that kind of stuff. And look, don't let those guys think, I'm not talking about me in general. I'm talking about the gun industry. Don't let those guys think that they don't know who we are. I'm talking about all of us. I'm talking about all of us that put content out. They may act like they don't. They know who we are. They know absolutely who we are. And again, I'm not trying to act like a big dog here. What I'm telling you is collectively as a group, the gun community has gotten so big as far as disseminating information out there that those people have to listen to us. If we call their offices now and tell them who we are, they'll listen to us and they'll even talk to us. They'll get their media person to call us back. In fact, if you tell them, my name is Paul Glasgow, I'm with the Legally Armed America, which we have a television show down here in Louisiana. So if I tell them that, they immediately want to put me to their PR person. But even if I told them I had a, Legally Armed America with a YouTube channel, they will say, okay, well, the staffer that answers the phone will be like, I can't really comment. I'll have to get our PR person to give you a call back. And they will. They'll actually call us back, which I prefer because I get more time with them and actually get a little bit more back and forth. It may be prepared answers that they have, but it's still more than, okay, I'll take your message down. something like that. So they listen. They know that a lot of us, you guys and us, are exchanging information back and forth, and they feel that pressure. Put it to you this way. I can promise you this, Republican or Democrat, they all wish the internet would go away. They freaking hate the internet because the internet has become a source of actual good information. For all the crap and garbage information that's out there, there's a lot of good information that gets traded and exchanged on the internet, especially in the gun community. And there's nothing that every politician alive would like more than for none of us to have access to the internet. I know that they try to pass these little, let's give free internet to this and that or whatever. They only do that because they're giving free stuff away, and they know they can probably get some support as a result of that. They don't like people having the internet. They don't like it. If the internet went away tomorrow, every single politician out there would be happy about it because they don't like the free sharing of information out there because it holds, in many cases, their feet to the fire. So this is a good thing that we all have going because the swapping of good information like this, I get tips on information a lot from you guys through email or even through a comment section and a video. I'll get that information sent and I'm like, and I'll immediately start working on it. And sometimes it's accurate, sometimes it's not. But the fact that it gives me more information that I can go try to dig up, and you end up finding other stuff at that point, and you can validate a lot of those things. So yeah, it's a big deal. I mean, without the internet, we wouldn't be doing any of what we're doing here, obviously. So let me try to get a couple more of your comments in before I bug out of here. My wife actually, I'm sure, and you guys are the same way. Your schools are about to start in the next week or so. And, as you guys know, my son has special needs, and we try to do some things for the schools that we send our son to make sure that the staff and faculty know who we are, so that they're kind to my son, because my son is nonverbal. So if he gets abused, he can't tell us. So we do our own kind of politicking, where whenever they need you to go move desks and wrap books up and put them in here, whatever, to get ready for the new school year or to close things up for the old school year, it's a smaller private school that we send them to. We do that because, we're keeping our fingers crossed that if somebody mistreats my son, hopefully somebody there will see that we are trying to do the right thing to help the school out as best we can. And maybe they will do something to help my son out and not just look the other way. I know that may be, that might be wishful thinking, but nevertheless, it's one of those things that we hope, good prevails in some cases like that. And somebody sees it in their heart to watch out for our son, while he's there. So my wife is headed off to that right now while I'm here taking care of my son. So I'm about to go feed him, bathe him, get him ready for bed. So I'm going to bug out of here a little bit earlier than I normally would. Otherwise I would keep the lines open, because I enjoy visiting with you guys. So I'm going to bug out of here, guys. Remember, if you don't already know this, that I do a live stream every Friday as well. If I can, I'm trying to keep that going. We did have one this past Friday. It was pretty good. Friday was a rough 1808 getting pushed through the house, but we did have a live stream then. It was a good one. My intent is to have another live stream this Friday. Typically it's 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Fridays when we have that. So I'm expecting to do that again. So if you enjoy the live streams, hopefully you will join us again on Friday. Look for some videos this week that come out. I don't have anything really on the stove right now, kind of cooking. So I'm kind of looking for topics to put out there. Anything that comes out, if you feel like it's breaking news or whichever, email me, paul@legallyarmedamerica.com. Again, paul@legallyarmedamerica.com. And again, I appreciate you guys' support so much. Those of you that donated to the channel, thank you so much. Again, my expectation is never that you guys come out of pocket to give me anything. I don't expect that. But when you do, I mean it from the bottom of my heart, that it means a lot to me that you guys feel the value in what I'm delivering out there, to see the need to do that. And it does mean a lot to me. I'm very flattered by that. Guys, have a great Sunday evening. I hope you have a super week this week. Be safe, and we will see you all during the week with new videos and live on Friday. Thanks, guys.